everybody to tonight, the 9th anniversary bash for the Valley Patriot. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, I'm going to talk louder and closer. First off, I'm going to ask everybody to please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. David Swabrick is going to start us off with that.
To the flag, United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'd like to now call up former North Andover School Committeeman Corinne Roden to kick off our night with God Bless America. Okay, or the Star Spangled Banner. Okay.
Thank you, Corinne. That was tremendous. My name is Alan Knowles, and I am one of the Valley Patriots attorneys on constant retainer. As you know, Tom has generated more than a few lawsuits in his time. Therefore, I am required to read this legal disclaimer. The opinions expressed by Tom Duggan, whether on stage, off stage, in the bar, in the bathroom, sneaking a cigarette, or at any other time tonight, are those of Tom Duggan and Tom Duggan only, and do not represent the opinions of the Relief Inn, WCAP Radio, the Valley Patriot Board of Directors, the Daily Dose Cafe, the DJ, or any of the performers, guests, or sponsors. If at any time Tom Duggan says something that is legally actionable, all of the above-mentioned parties, plus the guys drinking in the bar, will disavow any knowledge of what was said in this room tonight. In other words, what happens at this bash stays at this bash. It is now my pleasure, of all the important people in this room, dignitaries, veterans, police and fire, comedians, a 5-time Golden Glove champion, I don't know how it happened, but I am the one who gets to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, a woman who certainly needs no introduction, Puppy Girl Kate Whitney.
so much. I appreciate that. All right, so once again, welcome to tonight. It's a very special night, the 9th anniversary bash for the Valley Patriot. My name is Kate Whitney, also known as Puppy Girl, which Kate Whitney is my real name. A lot of people that meet me, they just call me Puppy Girl. I don't even think that they know that I have a real name, but it is Kate. So I met Tom, I'm going to go into this story a little bit later, but I met Tom over 5 years ago, and I've been writing a column for the Valley Patriot now for just about 5 years. And I just want to say thank you to Tom, thanks Tom, and the Valley Patriot for giving me the opportunity to talk about dogs and talk about dog rescue, which is a passion of mine. And I'd also like to thank all of you, my readers, for your support and for reading my articles in the Valley Patriot. Quickly about myself, for my real job, I own a golf and baseball training aid company, so that's my full-time real job. Dog rescue is a passion of mine. It feels like a real job because I do it pretty much 24/7, but when you do something that you love, it doesn't really feel like you're doing it that much. But I currently am a volunteer for One Tail at a Time Rescue, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dog rescue based out of Haverhill. And it was started over 10 years ago by Meg Reynolds, who is actually here tonight. We are a 100% volunteer rescue, so everybody that participates in the rescue is just a volunteer. We all have other full-time jobs. We just all love dogs. We love saving dogs. We get our dogs from kill shelters in the South, primarily Virginia, Kentucky, and the Carolinas. Quickly, some statistics about One Tail, and the reason I'm telling you about One Tail is because a portion of the 50-50 raffle tonight is actually going to One Tail at a Time. So thank you, Tom, for... Okay, so just quickly about One Tail. Last year, 2012, first of all, we're just a really small rescue. We're not the MSPCA or anything like that, but last year we did 143 adoptions. This year, so far, 2013, we've done 43 adoptions, and we have more pending for this weekend, which is incredible. Right now we have over 25 active foster homes. We have a great network of volunteers, whether it be Sue McKinnery, who checks the applications that come in. I peruse Facebook and emails that come in every day about dogs that need homes from the South. So my role is intake coordinator, but I started off at One Tail at a Time by being a foster home. I've currently fostered over 45 dogs, which is really exciting. But just a few quick statistics about rescue. 1 in 4 dogs at a shelter is a purebred dog, and not all dogs at shelters have problems. You can find some awesome family dogs at shelters. So please, if you read my columns, you know that I'm a huge rescue advocate. So please check your local shelter if you're interested in adding a dog to your family. So I'm just gonna ask you to buy some raffle tickets tonight. We're selling raffle tickets. Where are the girls who are selling raffle tickets? There are a few beautiful girls here. Okay, raise your hands. There's one here, one over here, one back there. Track them, not you. Track them down, buy your raffle tickets. The tickets are 10 tickets for $10, 20 tickets for $15, and the 50-50 raffle tickets are $5 each. So be sure to get your raffle tickets. We got some great donations over there, so the prizes are incredible. So check those out. Okay. Let's see. There are a lot of people tonight that we want to thank, but I want to start off by thanking our hostess, Sharon Burchell, president of Lawrence Exchange Club. We have our award presenter, Annabelle Gutierrez, here with us tonight. Our entertainment is from Bel Air Entertainment, Rick Belanti. Air Music Productions, okay? Our food is from Daily Dose Cafe, Keith Wadaka, Merrimack Street in Lawrence. Thanks, Keith. Our hummus is Satane Restaurant on Merrimack Street in Methuen. Centerpieces, Joe Zingales, Remax Prestige in Methuen. Our anniversary cake is from Emily's Bakery in Haverhill. And the awards are from Henry's Jewelry and Awards. All right, is everybody listening? Because we want to make sure that everybody that participated in donating and helping get this bash together is recognized, and that all of you out there can hear everybody's names mentioned. So listen closely, please. Right now, I want to thank the bash committee. They worked really, really hard for the past few months, I don't know, a year, probably since our last one last year in March. They've probably been working on this one. They've done an amazing job. They were here early today setting up so that this whole program would run smoothly. I would like to right now thank Penny Hale, Stephanie Petro, Christine Ryan, Bill Ryan, and Angela Hudak. And I'd like to thank Megan and Jessica at the door for taking tickets tonight. Thank you, girls. And don't let anyone else in without paying, says Tom. All right, good job. All right, so tonight we have a great program for you. It's a little different than any other event you've been to, but then again, just about everything the Valley Patriot does is a little different than the way anyone else does it. Oh yeah. Tonight we have singers, a comedian, speakers, some presentations, and even a few surprises. But tonight we are also going to give back by honoring some very special people who have done some amazing things for the success of the Valley Patriot as well as in their community. Just a few words about the Valley Patriot. I don't know if all of you know this, but this month, obviously, is the 9th year anniversary of the Valley Patriot. The first issue, this is really interesting. I just found out these statistics when I was talking to Tom, but these are pretty incredible. So if you're talking, just be quiet for these statistics because this is amazing. So 9 years ago, the first issue, they put out 2,000 copies at 25 locations in 4 communities. Today, 2013, they print out 20,000 copies at 856 locations in 38 communities. That's incredible. All of you obviously are readers of the Valley Patriot, I'm sure, so you all can agree with me that the Valley Patriot is a paper with substance and a vibrant collection of stories and topics, which makes it an exciting paper to read and a paper that you can trust. The Valley Patriot is also extremely incredible in recognizing the true heroes in our communities, which we all can attest that recognizing people that stand out, whether they volunteer for our veterans or with people, with animals, whatever they do, we really have some true heroes in our community. And I want to thank the Valley Patriot for really highlighting those people and giving them the credit that they deserve. So thank you, the Valley Patriot. The first person that I want to call up here is Mac Livingston. Yes, Mac. He is a Lawrence guy who has made his name on the comedy circuit and is one of our favorite comedians of all time. You know him, you love him, you want to take him home. Everybody, please welcome comedian Matt Livingston.
Thanks for the mic, Kate. It's Kate, right? Puppy girl? Kate wants to take me home. What's up? I go on Spanish Network here next. What's up? How you doing? All right. No comprende español. What's up? All right, so how we doing? Everyone good? Everyone have a good sense of humor, all right? Because I hate uptight people and some of you look it, all right? So just relax, because this shit can get nasty, and I apologize. I know there's some kids in the room. I'll do my best to keep it clean, but I am a comedian. Sometimes stuff comes out because this is what I do every weekend, and Tom's paying big money for me to be here tonight. Can you believe this stuff though? He's charging at the door. For what? Where does it go to? I don't even know what the hell, what are you paying $25 for? To come to his freaking stupid newspaper show? What the hell's going on? I don't get it, the Tribune doesn't charge. Oh shit, this is good. They did it, the Valley Patriot did an article on me a few years back, and my career has just blossomed ever since. It's been awesome. It's a good time. It's nice being here. As you know, I grew up in Lawrence, Mass. Yeah, I did grow up in Tower Hill. I joined my first gang when I was 8. It was called the White Boys. There's only 2 of us in it. And my sister quit. Yeah. I took driver's ed in Lawrence, right? It was my first time driving a lowrider. I had to do a 3-point turn and load a banana clip at the same time. It's pretty good. I had a dog. I lived in a triple decker and I had a dog named Jose. Every time I called him, I had 50 people going, "What? What?" It's like having a dog named Tony, but in the North End. Stupid dog, so stupid. Oh, it's really funny. Good. I took, in school, I was in school, you would have in school, I was only kid in my classes, last name didn't end in the letter Z. Perez, Lopez, Vasquez, Livingston, where the heck did you come from? America, thank you. All right. Yes. I just want to say, Latigo's doing a great job, right? Holy shit. I hit a portal on the way, I had a family of 4 living in it. I have a word in Spanish for the way he does the city. It's called El Succo. Oh, man. I could have sworn when I was a kid he tried stealing my father's Ford Pinto, but I don't know. What happened? I know they got rid of the parade in Lawrence, right? No more Irish parade? That sucks. I went to that forever. But they still got Spanish Week, right? So I say we put our Irish flags on top of our cars and we drive all over the city. Yay! That was good. Yeah. No, it's great for Tom to invite me to come here tonight. I appreciate it. Even every time I look at Tom, I look at him, I'm like, he looks like somebody that would be on that show To Catch a Predator. I don't know.
Oh, you out there.
Either that, it reminds me of the guy from Bob's, like he wants to sell me a Bobopedic. Yeah, no, he's great though, he is. Yeah, and we know that he's obsessed with Latigua. It's just, you know, every time on Facebook, breaking news! It's always about Latigua, what the hell he's doing. Nobody really cares. Breaking news, there's a fire in Lawrence. Yeah, we know. There's a fire in Lawrence every day, there's a car stolen every day, there's a shooting every day. Come up with real news. Oh my God. He's like, yeah, it's the Valley Patriot. We have a helicopter, a softball team. The Tribune doesn't have that. No, they don't, but they charge for the papers, and they don't have Puppy People and Sean Hansen's Comedy Corner either. Right, Sean Hansen, is he here? No, he's not here tonight. Well, it's too bad. Probably couldn't get a ride. All right, so, yeah, that's exactly why. This is great. We got a lot of important people here tonight. Yeah. Joe Zingales is here tonight. Look at Joe Zingales. Hey. Joe Zingales is somebody who thinks he's really cooler than he really is. He's got that short man syndrome where he can only just barely reach his plate of pasta. Yeah, he's got his buddy Miguel Lopez with him tonight, who thinks he's George Clooney. Look at him with his little shirt on. He's such a quack. Yeah. Yeah. Sullivan's here tonight. Mike Sullivan. Hey. Hey. All right. He's got his tampon in because he can't get his picture in the friggin' in the city hall. Oh, it's because Mary Claire's in there. Don't be pissed off. She got in there. Shit. If she could get her picture in. All right, everyone likes Mary Claire. All right, my bad. Oh shit. I told you it gets a little rough, but it's all right. Hey, is Zani come tonight? Is Maya? Was the Maya here? Methuen? Oh, you didn't show? Oh, you still at the home? You know he's at the Mary Immaculate, right? You ever see this guy? This guy is like a corpse. Hello, are you there? No? He's not here tonight? All right, I'll pass over him. Diane DeZoglia here tonight? Or oh, she is? Oh, she didn't have to work at Hooters tonight? There we go. Oh my God. Tom, Tom, stand up. I loved you in Taxi. I know Bill Manzi here. He's the one that was yapping the whole time in the back. Where's Bill at now? Oh my God, look at Bill. Flipping me off. Bill, your head is so big, your mother's vagina still hurts from giving birth to you. My God, his posture's so bad he walks around like he's taking a dump. Holy shit. Now the boy, now look at Bill can't get hired to do anything, can't get reelected for nothing, he has nothing to do, so now he's up in Maine taking Zumba classes. You know, that worked out. Oh, shit. Is Jamie Atkinson here? No? Jamie Atkinson? No, that kid has had more blood clots than he has friends on Facebook. No? Oh, he's not good. All right. Linda Dean Campbell didn't come either? She had a softball game? All right. Well, because her haircut, she should change her name to Dean Campbell. But, softball team, I like that. All right. Oh, this is just wicked fun. Why did I go up first? I like going when everyone's drinking. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm from Lawrence, Mass. I have a very, very wealthy grandmother who suffered awful from Alzheimer's. So I go over her house every day. I borrow $100. I make an extra $700 a week. It's going pretty good. I grew up growing up. I had my brother was deaf growing up, right? And he was totally deaf. It would suck for him. And we were forced to read closed caption growing up. And every time we're watching TV, you're forced to read everything on the TV. And sometimes I'm watching, like, holy shit! I didn't know that's how you spelled that, right? And then we were watching like a sex movie. It says woman moans, man groans, woman says wrong hole. And he's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, I know. All right, this kid's in the room. I had to modify that, so. So I'm married with 3 kids. You never catch me wearing a Life is Good t-shirt, I'll tell you that. No. Oh my God. Where are we right now? This is like another planet. Jesus Christ. Thank God the box is here. Huh? Valley Patriot, this is a stiff place, bro. Yes, I'll tell you. Yeah, yeah, I'm done with those. It's tough being married. I bought my wife a board game for Christmas. It's called Sorry. Hey, Ronnie Me Show. Got the same joke. I'll end you with this before I also I watch a lot of football. My son, right, and he's always like, we're always watching football and everything. And every time you watch a Patriots game, they always have like these erectile dysfunction, commercials, like Viagra. So my son's like, Dad, do you have ED? I'm like, no. He goes, that's not what Mom was telling Auntie on the phone the other day. Hey, I'm sitting at the table here with this guy right here. This guy's a good guy. Bob Christokis, right? He's a good dude. He gave me an autographed picture. He fought Mickey Ward. He has 42 knockouts. He's a badass. I was talking to him. 5-time Golden Glove champion. And I am a 5-time heckler champion. So what's up? Hey, thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good night. There's a cold room over there.
Don't come over here. Don't come over here.
Thank you, Matt. All right, so just want to remind everybody again, raffle tickets are being sold, so don't forget to buy a raffle ticket. Sell, sell, sell. Okay, good job, girls. All right, so next up is a guy that I think we all know. He doesn't really need an introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. I met Tom Duggan over 5 years ago. I called him, I emailed him, I begged him to please write an article about a local company, which was my company. And he wouldn't return my calls, he wouldn't email me back. I was feeling very discouraged, but finally, a few months into it, he called me back. We met for breakfast in Lawrence one morning. I talked about my company, I thought it was great. And at the end, I just happened to mention that I started volunteering for a dog rescue, and all of a sudden, I think he was sleeping the whole time that we were doing this interview, but all of a sudden, his ears perked up, he got super excited, he said, "Do you like to write?" And I said, "Well, I guess. I was a communication major in college, so I can write." And he said, "We want to add something different to our newspaper, so would you like to write a dog column?" That was 5 years ago, so here we are over 5 years later. Thank you again, Tom, for giving me the outlet of being able to write my puppy love column. Tom Duggan, he's one of the most hard-working people I think I've ever met. I think we can all attest to that. He always has breaking news on his Facebook page. I don't know if he ever sleeps. It seems like he is always go, go, go. He's just a super hardworking person. He's amazing at what he does. He has the paper, all aspects of the paper, editorial, taking pictures, going on the scene to events. He has his radio show. He's a dad. He's a friend. He's an amazing guy. And he's always brainstorming how he can help me save puppies. So, I mean, what more can I say? Everybody, please welcome Tom Duggan.
The first 9 years were good. Something's seriously wrong with this room when you're not giving a standing ovation to Puppy Girl and you're giving one to me. I don't know what that's all about. Wow. Thank you. Okay, I got a few things to say, but we are running a little late. I'm going to cut my remarks short, but before I start, most people don't know this. My Auntie Dottie and my Uncle Frankie raised me from the time I was about 9 years old, and if you think it's tough dealing with me now, just imagine a 10, a 12, and a 14-year-old Tom Duggan, all right? That's what they had to deal with, so please buy them a sympathy drink. I want to thank the Bash Committee. You know, they put this thing together. Last year we had a blizzard starting at 7 o'clock in the morning of our bash, and it went all the way through our bash, and we still had about 100 and so people showed up. So we decided to push it back a little bit. The Bash Committee, Penny and Angela and Christine and Stephanie, these girls worked. First of all, how smart was I to put 5 girls together, right? And take a look at them, right? They did a lot of work. They did the tablecloths, they did the raffles, they called people, they did the seating arrangements. I mean, they did an awful lot of work, so let's give them a round of applause. Now we're going to be giving some awards out later on, and we're going to be giving some awards to a lot of people, but there's one guy that I felt very, very guilty that I did not give an award to this year, and that's because we're saving it for next year, so don't tell him. There is one guy that, you know, nobody gets paid at the Valley Patriot. It's kind of a labor of love for all of us. And, you know, Puppy Girl writes her column because she loves puppies, and John Lennart writes about the American Legion because he loves veterans. And, you know, DJ Deeb writes about Methuen and Drake because he loves Methuen and Drake. And, you know, a lot of us do what we do because we're trying to share with the public our passions. But there's one guy that actually I do pay, because it really would be a crime to not pay a guy with this kind of talent. And that's Dave Sullivan, our custom cartoonist, who's over here. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've got a new website, and we're actually starting to make some money on that website. Where's John Nowicki and Tom Meyer? Are they here? Our web guys. Getting good with those guys. They're making a ton of money. They can buy you a drink. Obviously, our advertisers. Where's Joe Zingalis? Come on, what is this all about? Joe was a gold sponsor. He paid for... It's the minute he found out we were having this bash, he pitched in $500 as a gold sponsor for the centerpieces, and he then donated a $100 gift certificate to Salvatore's restaurant. And with the money that we saved on the centerpieces, we didn't use the whole $500 in the centerpieces, so we took some of that money and we bought the tablecloths, and we bought a bunch of amenities, and we helped to pay for some of the awards. So really, of everybody that contributed tonight, I know all of you, I want to thank all of you, and it would be impossible to do that, but the one guy that really contributed the most was Joe Zingalis. So let's give Joe a round of applause, really. And where's Mike Gagliardi? Is Mike Gagliardi still here? Yeah. Who put you criminals near the door where the money is? That's what I want to know. Now, I love Mike Gagliardi. I lovingly call him the midget, and everybody gets mad at me for doing that, so I'm sorry, Mike. I won't do that anymore, so no one will know that I call you that. You know, we have drivers and our editors and Linda Lemeries, who unfortunately has to go through this paper and find all my mistakes every single year, was Linda. Thank you, Linda. And really, you know, no matter how bad your relationship is, I mean, think about the relationship you're in, or the relationship that you were just maybe previously in, and how bad you might think that is on a daily basis. When you think about it, Penny Hale is dating me. You've got it made. No matter how bad your relationship is, you still got it better than she does. Penny Hale, wave, when she's talking. Thank you. All right, we got the thank yous out of the way a little bit. I do want to thank everybody, and if I forgot to mention you by name, that's probably because you're going to get an award later, so be forewarned. This is really amazing. You know, 9 years ago when we started this newspaper, when we had our first anniversary edition, it was me and Chuck at a coffee shop. When I started this newspaper, I sat down together with Chuck and Ralph. Let's give them a round of applause, my business partners. Seriously? People are going to talk about all the work that I do, because I work hard and I work a lot, and everybody notices that, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, if it's not for having guys behind me that will back me up when something goes wrong, that will have my back when someone tries to backstab us, that will sit down in a room and say, geez, I don't care how many lawsuits, I don't care how many times they sue us, we still think you're right, we're going to stand with you. That takes a lot of balls. That takes a lot of guts. Thank you, Ralph and Chuck. And a lot of people didn't know that I have a daughter. In fact, a year and a half ago, I didn't know I had one either. She dropped out of the sky. I swear to God, literally 2 years ago, I got a phone call from a girl who said, can I meet with you for coffee? It's really important. And it was a Saturday afternoon in October, and I said, you know, normally I work 7 days a week, but today, it's kind of a special day, so I'm taking the day off. Justice, we're talking about you, you should be paying attention. She's 19, she's got ADD. She called me and she said, we need to have a conversation, it's very, very important. I said, can you call me on Monday? She said, no. She said, this is something you need to know now. And I'm thinking, she's got naked pictures of Willie Lantique with 5 guys, maybe snorting coke. So I'm calling all my friends back going, listen, I know we had plans on Saturday, but I got something really big. I don't even know what it is, but I got to go meet this girl. And we met at Tewksbury at the Cracker Barrel, and we sat down, and she said, I said, you know, you look like somebody. I can't quite picture her. I said, I'm not making this up. She'll tell you. I said, you know, you look familiar. We must know. And she said, do you remember dating a girl named Rhonda? And I went, oh. You mean, no. And it turns out she is. And let me tell you, it was the greatest thing that ever happened in my life. Because for 18 years, she didn't know who her dad was. And for 18 years, she was looking to find who her dad was. And I had no idea she was out there, and she found me.
And it was really awesome to be able to sit across from her, to take a DNA test and find out that it was all true, that it wasn't a dream, that I wasn't just thinking it up. And she's here, and I'm really proud to have her here tonight. She couldn't make last year's bash. I was really brokenhearted, but she is here tonight. Thank you, Justice. I love you. Tonight is all about you, so I'm gonna get off the microphone. Just wanted to thank some people, but tonight is all about you, because when we started this newspaper, one of the things that Ralph, Chuck, and I found out after our very first edition was that there were so many people, we couldn't even believe how many people were out there that felt like they were isolated from the daily newspaper, that they didn't have a voice on local radio, or they didn't have a voice in the Boston Globe, that if they had an opinion and they spoke up at a public meeting, that they might be shot down and humiliated the next day because they didn't go along with the status quo. That if they weren't in with the sacred cows and the people who held political power, that if they spoke up, something bad might happen to them. And we became their linebackers. When we started the Valley Patriot, our very first month, we started getting a ton of phone calls from people who would say, I work in City Hall, or I'm a DPW worker in North Andover, and you're not going to believe what's going on. I gave this to the Tribune years ago, they won't touch it. I gave it to Channel 7, they won't touch it. We gave it to the weekly newspapers, they won't touch it. And, you know, we feel like we're wasting our time talking to you, but we figured we'd give it a shot. When we started getting those phone calls, Chuck, Ralph, and I sat down and had a conversation. And what we decided was that this newspaper should be your newspaper, free from the editorial bias. When John Lennott sends us a column about the American Legion, we don't change one word. When someone sends us an opinion column like Peter LaRocque about the education in the city of Lawrence, we don't change one word. Where's Bob Westcott? Is he here? Where's Bob Westcott? All right. You know how amazing it is he's even in this room right now? You know how I met Bob Westcott? And then I'm gonna be done. We're gonna move on with the program. One of the local nonprofits had a fundraiser where they honored someone that we at the Valley Patriot didn't really think deserved to be honored. So we wrote a nasty column saying that they should kind of maybe, I don't know, do their homework before they give an award to somebody that we kind of considered a poverty pimp, someone that makes a lot of money on poor people in Lawrence. Bob was the guy that made the decision to give that award. So he wrote us, well, it wasn't a very kind letter about Tom Duggan, yours truly. We printed every word. Because whether you're attacking me, or you're attacking Chuck, or you're attacking the Valley Patriot, or you're attacking a public official, or you're just expressing your opinion, we believe that it's up to our readers to decide who's right, not our editorial board. So, thank you. So I went over to Bob Westcott one day at the Wyndham after one of these little events where they give all these awards away, and I said, are you Bob Westcott? And he said, yes, and I said, I'm Tom Duggan, and he took a step back because he knew what he wrote about me, right? And you know my reputation when someone pisses me off, right? And I said to him, no, you don't have to be afraid. I really admire the fact that you did what a lot of people out there would like to do. There's a lot of people who would love to tell me off, but you did it. And I don't agree with your position on it, but I really admire the fact that you not only did it, you wrote it down on paper, you sent it in. And that's why we published it. Bob and I are now friends, can you believe that? Right? His first letter was what a jerk I was. All right, we're gonna move on with the program. Where are my DTS softball girls? Yeah, let's give them up. They went to the World Series, they didn't make it, but they're here, my Valley Patriots. We got a lot of people in this room that own businesses. You ought to be sponsoring a softball team so we can kick your ass too. Next on our program though, I have another softball team, the True Vision League. They've got a whole table here too. Where's my girls? Almost a perfect season. One of the things that I get to do as head of the Valley Patriot is I get to do a lot of fun things. I get to give scholarships to kids at Lawrence High School every year, and this bash is going to actually help that this year. We get to sponsor some events from the North Andover Downtown Merchants Association. But my favorite thing is sponsoring over 30 girls softball teams, because it's just so fun to watch these girls go out on a Saturday afternoon, even when there's nobody around watching them, just playing the game that they love. And what I love is that they're wearing my jersey that says the Valley Patriot on it. So I put together something because they actually won the World Series our first year sponsoring them, and we put this together. Where's Lex? Can you cue that video for Lex? It's only about 2 minutes long, and then we're going to move on with the program. For our World Series champions. I don't know if Fabulous wants to say like 2 words, if you'd like to. If you don't want to, that's okay, but if you'd like to. Yes, no? Want to say 2 words? Look at her, now you know why we call her Fabulous, right?
I just want to take this opportunity to thank you, our biggest fan. Tom came to every game. You almost missed the championship game, but if you follow him on Facebook, you probably know our faces. He took hundreds of pictures, posted every game, updated every inning. He's awesome, and I just want to thank him. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm done, so I've talked way too much. We're way over programmed, but that's okay because Puppy Girl's going to make it up for us. I want to call up Chuck Ormsby. He's one of my business partners and a really, really good friend. 2 years ago, when we weren't even sure what was going on with the Valley Patriot, we had some issues, Chuck was my right-hand man, and he stood by me, and there were a lot of things going on, and he said, Tom, I stand with you, you're running the newspaper, I believe in your mission, we're working together as a team. Dr. Chuck Ormsby.
Thank you very much, Tom. I think I missed the memo on the dress code for tonight, so I don't know if you didn't send that to me. Next year I'll come in a suit, and these guys will be in a tux. I don't know, I can't win. I wasn't going to make this initial comment, but since Tom said such nice words about Ralph and myself, I thought I would just tell you something. Quick thing about that first lunch. He invited us to lunch and we sat down and the food came, and while I was all happy and content, he said, oh, by the way, Chuck, thinking of starting a newspaper. How'd you like to come along and invest? I said, yeah, right, yeah. Good idea. What's for dessert? Anyway, so we finally did jump in. But understand that Ralph and I really shouldn't speak for Ralph, but we've really just kind of come along from the ride. Tom has made this a wonderful experience. He was obviously the initial spark, and he's kept sparking through this whole 9 years. But even that wouldn't have been successful if it wasn't for all the people that helped out that we're honoring tonight. So I want to thank you all. Thank you for coming tonight. It's a wonderful event. One of the people that helped spark our success and keep it going is our first speaker tonight. She's a woman who's truly a huge part of the Valley Patriot family. Christine Morabito is here with us tonight. She's a psychiatric nurse from Haverhill, and she's president of the Greater Boston Tea Party. And on top of all that, she writes an article for us every month, which is awesome. And with all due respect to the other writers for the Valley Patriot, I have to admit, when I pick up the paper every month, I run to her article and take a look at it. At least one of the very first ones I read. Christine spends her time running around the state, convincing people to be activists. And then once they decide to become activists, she pushes them to become even more active. And then she's planning events and scheduling things and whatever. I would describe her as a community organizer, except that term has kind of been sullied over the last few years. So let's just say that she's the good kind of community organizer. She's become a vital part of what we do here at the Valley Patriot. And I'd like you to give a warm welcome to our true friend, Christine Morabito, president of the Greater Boston Tea Party.
Shucks. Thank you so much. So yes, I am the woman that Tom Duggan affectionately calls wife number 2. And I know that may sound confusing to some people. You may be like, what does that really mean? Well, it's simple, really. I'm Tommy's fake wife. And since I'm good at faking things, it works out, really. If I'm going to be somebody's fake wife, I can't imagine a better fake husband than Tom Duggan. Now I just have to figure out how to get him to put me in the will. On a serious note, when I was first asked to write a monthly Tea Party column for the Valley Patriot, I was a little nervous. I thought, well, what if I suffer from writer's block or I run out of things to say? Well, those fears were never realized because A, I rarely run out of things to say, and B, I would soon learn that writing about politics in Massachusetts, these columns practically write themselves, right? You can't make this stuff up. So, in writing about the Tea Party, I hope that when people read my columns that they see that we don't kill kittens and we don't eat babies. We're actually really nice people. And we care about the same things that everyone cares about. We want our country to be better. We want America to be great again. We want people to be able to find jobs. We want businesses in Massachusetts to thrive. We want good schools for our children and good teachers. We want our kids to be safe. But most importantly, we want to continue with our lives without the government trying to tell us what to eat, what to drink, what kind of cars to drive, how much salt we can eat, how much fat we can intake. What am I leaving out? What kind of soda drink? Yeah, it goes on and on, but I think you get the idea. But if you put the rhetoric aside, I think that you'll agree that there's a lot of things that we agree on. We all want what's best for this country. So along those lines, I'd like to invite everybody in this room to our Tax Day Tea Party rally on the Boston Common on April 13th. There's way too many speakers to mention, but I will tell you our MC is Tom Duggan. I hope to see you all there. This year's Valley Patriot Honorable Mention Award goes to someone not officially part of the Valley Patriot, but someone who in his own time never passes up an opportunity to promote the paper. This year's recipient is a member of the Merrimack Valley Tea Party and volunteers his time to promote patriotism and gratitude to our servicemen and women. And he does all of this while caring for his aging parents, which we really thank him for. Working full-time, third shift, he doesn't always have time to do all the things that he'd like to do. But he does what he can when he can, and he does it out of love for the paper and for the paper's mission. He also seems to be one of the Valley Patriot's most loyal readers and biggest fans. Because we believe that every contribution, every effort on behalf of the newspaper is vital to the success of this publication. Tonight we want to honor someone who quietly passes along the paper to his friends and family, uses his phone. Yeah, come up, Mike.
While they're taking pictures, we're going to try and cut some time out of the program. Our next award, you know, one of the things that makes this newspaper very, very successful is the people who call us as our confidential informants. They are people who work in city halls. They are people who work in DPWs. They are people who work in private businesses that just happen upon a crime and call us and let us know what's going on. Christy Devine, thank you. And Wendy Moore. When we published the very first edition of the Valley Patriot in 2004, it was in the middle of the Mike Sullivan administration in Lawrence. When the first newspaper hit the stand, we got a phone call from a guy who said to me, Tom, I work in City Hall. I can get you anything you want. Because of the nature of my job, I have access to legal documents, I have access to executive session minutes, I have access to all kinds of secret information, and if I find out something's going on, I'll let you know. And if you find out you need information, you call me and I'll get it for you. Well, let me tell you, for the next 8 years or so, there was nobody we quoted more as a confidential source than this guy. This guy gave us information about workers' compensation scams that were going on in City Hall. He gave us information about private meetings in the mayor's office. He gave us so much stuff that because of those stories, it really put us on the map. It gave us credibility when nobody knew who we were. So tonight, I want to honor a guy who, because of him, we are where we are. And obviously because of a lot of people, but really at the very beginning, nobody would pay us any attention until we started writing these kinds of stories. So let's call out Mr. X, because we can't tell you who he is. He'll end up in the middle of the Merrimack River somewhere. Mr. X, are you with us here somewhere? Mr. X? Thank you. And because we can't let you know who he is, he has to hold the plaque backwards so you can't see his name. Don't hang this anywhere where it's going to get you in any trouble. Let him say a few words, except you'll probably recognize his voice, and then again, he'd get in trouble.
I'd rather just leave.
No, he's trying to leave, but we can't let him leave. And by the way, I wasn't lying. He really was our confidential sword.
Oh my God. I'm glad I could, I quit that job now as the informant. I remember for the last 8 years it was kind of rough because Tommy would tell me he'd wire me up. I'd have a video camera on me, I'd have a tape recorder, and then I would call my friend Mr. Mayor Manzi in Methuen. We'd have a lunch, and he'd tell me some things that's going on in Methuen, and of course that conversation was piped right back to the Valley Patriot. So I'm glad that I can put that to rest now, and I'm glad that that helped the Valley Patriot grow a little bit, Tom. So, but anyways, he's got me next on the speaking agenda, and I will be extremely brief. I just want to say how proud I am of Tom and obviously his team. He always gives credit to his team. But there are 3 things that come to light when you followed the last 9 years of the Valley Patriot. And I remember in 2001, when I got elected at the end of 2001, they would say that Tommy Duggan's out there and he wants to talk to you about some crazy issue going on, and I would say, just tell him I don't have time for him. And he would leave. 2002 he came back and I would say, I don't have time for him. 2003, Mike Sweeney brings him in and says, you might want to talk to him because he just started his own newspaper. So I said, at that point, bring him in. So for the next 8 years, Tommy helped us quite a bit promoting Lawrence. But 3 things come to mind. If you listen to his Paying Attention show, every female he calls smoking hot. Has everybody heard his radio show? Right? I know Bruce Arnold's blocking his ears if Bruce is still here, but he calls everybody smoking hot. So he loves females. He obviously loves politics, especially the Republican Party, and he obviously loves veterans. And I have 3 little gifts for Tom that I want to give him. Okay, the first gift is from former Miss USA, Susan Castillo, a Lawrence girl. She writes, Tommy, I'm so sorry I couldn't attend the event. Congratulations on the 9th anniversary of the Valley Patriot, and thanks for calling me smoking hot. All right, that was Susie Castillo. And then, as you all know that have been around politics, I also brought something with me that Tommy will, I think, look at almost every day, and he understands that it's from a very high-level Republican that is no longer in office. He's actually been out of office for quite a while, but he's one of these that's being blamed for everything. He's being blamed for a bad budget, the bad economy, the high unemployment rate. and it seems like he just keeps getting blamed and blamed for everything that's going bad. So I want to give Tommy some Sullivan for Mayor bumper stickers. These will be the city council bumper stickers, Tom. And here's a door hanger. You can use that. And obviously he has a deep passion for the veterans. He writes, you read that every month in the Valley Patriot. He was also very instrumental when we were renovating Lawrence Veterans Memorial Stadium with Frankie Cropper and Walter Pomelo. We had a wonderful committee put together that guided us. And I got a couple of things for Tommy. I have a special Lawrence Veterans Memorial Stadium shirt for Mr. Tommy Duggan. And there's not many of these left, but it's a Lawrence Veterans Memorial Stadium Award Day mug, the mugs that we gave to a lot of the people that helped us, and I want to, proud to give this to Tommy today. It has the seal of the city with a display of Veterans Memorial Stadium on it. So Tommy, that's for you. And also, as a business person, we've been advertising in the Valley Patriot with our insurance and real estate business. And if anybody here is looking at expanding or promoting your business or you're new, you need to advertise in the Valley Patriot because it hits a lot of people every month. Thank you very much and congratulations, Tommy.
Okay, our next speaker tonight is Methuen City Councilor Tom Shula, who would like to say a few words. Come on up, Tom.
This was a big surprise for me tonight because I didn't even know I was on the schedule, so it was a nice surprise, Tommy. Thank you. But just looking in this room tonight, seeing all of Tommy's friends, his family, his daughter, it makes you think what Tom Duggan's next step is going to be. And I said to him tonight, I said, does Tom Duggan for sheriff, does that sound good tonight or what? We'll see, I don't know. Whatever he does, whatever Tom Duggan does, I know we'll all be there for him no matter what, so, because he's the greatest guy. So if we can give him a round of applause. I was a city councilor from Everett. I served 8.5 years on the Everett City Council. Moved up to Methuen, got elected up here. I was also a Republican state committee man, believe it or not. So, you know, and I joined, I won by 37 votes as a write-in candidate, as a Republican state committee man. So I feel very comfortable being with people here tonight. I'm an independent guy like Tommy Duggan, you know, and the reason why I joined the Republican State Committee, man, is because I had to settle a score with Governor Romney, but that's another story anyways. But it shows you how independent I am like Tommy, you know, that, you know, we do what we want to do for the people. And there's no story that Tommy won't take on. And that's why I like Tom Duggan as a fighter. And we need people like Tom Duggan because people won't cover those stories. And without him, corruption will continue in the Merrimack Valley. So thank you, Tommy Duggan. Just to show you on a personal level why I like Tommy Duggan so much. Even on his birthday, Tommy called me up. I asked him what he was doing. And he was hanging out working on the newspaper like he always does, crazy hours all the time. He goes, if you want to come by the office, he goes, bring me a Shamrock Shake. He goes, you can hang out with me on my birthday. And I was like so blessed that he called me up. I picked up a calzone, of course, and we hung out and we had a nice time together. But on his birthday, it was nice, and he even had a gift for me. And we had a nice talk. I lost my father about a month ago. My father passed away. And you know Tommy's situation, what happened to his father. So it was nice we both bonded together. But Tommy is a great guy. We connect on so many different levels. And I have a citation from the Methuen City Council. Celebration of your 9th anniversary, Tommy. You're the best. I love you, buddy.
Our next act tonight is a man who we first met while he was donating his time to the children of Lawrence through various youth programs. He is someone who mentors young people in Lawrence and is a great role model for young Latinos in Lawrence. He also has a stellar career as a rapper. Andreas is a member of Crumb Snatchers Wolves, who are currently with Wu-Tang Management. He was nominated in 2009 on the indie charts. He was also the featured hip-hop artist on MTV Beats Hip Hop Act by Boston Music Awards, and he was named #1 hip-hop artist. And he was also named as Coast to Coast DJ's Indie Top 50. Wow, great accomplishments. We are honored tonight to have him perform 2 songs, closing out his performance with a song he wrote as a tribute to the Valley Patriot. Please give a warm Valley Patriot welcome to Andreas Gonzalez, aka Dramatic.
Yes. How's everybody doing tonight? Good? You know, I usually do the hip hop clubs and in the hip hop shop. I don't think I've ever performed for this many white people before, so please, you know, be gentle on me, right? I only have one song though, right? You only have one song, right? Like the Valley Patriot, we're poking a little fun on this song at the great mayor of Lawrence, Willie Antigua. So he is on the song, all right? So don't bug out when you hear the song, all right? Cool? All right, run it. This is the Honorable Mayor Willie Antigua of Lawrence, and I'm here to tell you not to pick up the Valley Patriot. It's a horrible publication. It's horrible. And that's from Duggan, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I really hate that guy. Oh, check it out. Yo, breaking news in the Valley Patriot. Breaking news, cause Congress shall make no laws. It's the independent publication, the Valley Patriot. When there's news on the scene, we always breaking it. Real journalists who journalize journalism. We have many pieces, but function as one organism. A free monthly journal of news and commentary. Politically correct, that's why it's necessary to be totally biased in the times that mostly try us. Exposing them corruption and many liars. Breaking news in the Valley Patriot. Breaking news, come on, breaking news, cause Congress shall make no laws. Check it, extra, read all about it. Stories in the Valley Patriot. The voice shouted, everything's in black and white, we even use some color. We celebrate our veterans with pictures on the cover, with daily updates on Facebook. So great look, leaving all these other newspapers straight shook. We're not just any news publication awarded by the New England Press Association. Check it, breaking news in the Valley Patriot. Breaking news, because Congress shall make no laws. About 9 years ago, people needed a choice, so we created Valley Patriot to give them a voice. We had skeptics, naysayers, and many haters, but look at us now, over 100 issues later. We educate the public to what's really going on, and vote for the citizens so they can carry on. Thank you to all the readers and loyal friends. We'll see you all next year when the Patriot turns 10. Breaking news in the Valley Patriot. Breaking news, cause Congress shall make no laws. Look, when I say Valley, you say Patriot. Valley. When I say Valley, you say Patriot. Valley. Thank you very much, y'all. Happy anniversary, y'all. How about that, huh? By the way, me and Drama were in the recording studio. We actually did a track, and we posted it on Facebook today, and we're going to be releasing it. How about that, huh? A white boy doing rap.
Nice job, Dramatic. Next, I would like to call up Tommy's radio co-host on WCAP, Mr. Paul Morano, and also Tommy's beautiful daughter, Justice Jacobson. And Paul and Justice are going to do their rendition of the opening song of the show called Paying Attention, which airs on 980 WCAP radio in Lowell. The song was written by Lowell artist Melvern Taylor just for Tommy's show. Paul and Justice. right.
Oh, you have Maddie go next. Have Maddie
All right, so Paul and Justice need just a moment to set up their equipment. So we're gonna have Maddie Ryan sing Proud to Be an American.
All the things were gone. I worked for my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. So I proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from the sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, there is pride in every American heart, so it's time we stand and say, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Everybody give it up for Maddie Ryan. Woo! Nice job, Maddie. Wow. Incredible job, Maddie. That was just beautiful. All right, next we have Paul and Justice ready to...
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Testing 1, 2.
We're just making sure you can hear us.
1, 2, 3. Okay. For those of you who ever heard, first of all, who listens to Tommy's radio show on Saturday mornings?
Cricket. I don't know anyone.
Sometimes? It's called Paying Attention. So if you ever heard that song, this is at least an attempt at a rendition of it.
We're trying.
must have been something, she was just talking to me. I must have not been paying attention when you were busy slamming the door. I guess the things that passed for perfection was the same as it were before. It must have been something in all of that nothing. It dropped me like a stone to the floor. I must have missed something when you were just slamming the door. Oh, I don't mind just a little. It's driving me out of my mind. Oh, could you spare me the riddle and hand me a bottle, something that's hollow I can climb inside, to a lifetime movie on the beach of you and I. Ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba. Oh, I don't mind just a little. It's driving me out of my mind. Oh, would you spare me a riddle? Hand me a bottle of something that's hollow I can climb inside, of a lifetime movie of the inside of you and I. Ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba.
Paul and Jessica. Great job. All right, I'm gonna call Tom Duggan back up to the Patriot, back up to the podium to do the Valley Patriot Hero Award. Tom.
This was supposed to be for later on, but I went over to say hi to my friend Brother Katz. Thank you for coming, Jeff Katz. We're over to talk to Jeff Katz during that last performance, and this gentleman said that he was going to leave, but we can't let him do that unless we do this. Can I have everybody's attention for a second, because you're really going to want to hear this. I don't care if you ignore me later on the rest of the night, but this is really important. We have a number of awards tonight. One of our awards is called the Valley Patriot Hero Award. Because we at the Valley Patriot believe that our heroes in our community, who are police officers or firefighters or veterans, don't get thanked enough. Like most heroes, honorable men who do honorable things don't want awards or accolades. They're uncomfortable being publicly thanked for their service because to them, it is their duty to serve their country and their community. And being thanked to them seems very foreign and almost even offensive, because despite the good intentions of those who are thanking them, they believe they shouldn't be thanked for doing what is right. Despite that, we're going to offend them tonight anyway. Our next award is called the Hero Award. And tonight we're going to give it to a man who really knows how to risk his life to save others. I won't go into the long history of what our next recipient has done because, well, he's bigger than me, and I know how much he hates when people tell his story. I found out over the Spring Fling a couple weeks ago about that. So I'm going to keep it simple. After 9/11, when the United States military needed men and women to go to Afghanistan to fight Muslim terrorists in our global war on terror, this man said, "Send me." And when his tour of duty was over, he said once again, "Send me." 11 times he said, "Send me." And they did. They sent him to Afghanistan. And when he comes home after serving the military as a U.S. Army Reserve, he puts on another uniform while he's here in the community as a Lawrence firefighter. And he goes into burning buildings in Lawrence and he saves people, and he saves structures. This man has so many awards for bravery and saving lives that we could be here all night talking about what they are. So tonight, I just wanted to take a few seconds out of our program to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, 11 times and more thank you. And give our Valley Patriot, one of our Valley Patriot Hero Awards, to a man who truly, truly deserves it. Not just for what he's done for our country, but for what he's done for our community. Please don't hurt me, Dave Swabrick. He is so going to kick my ass later.
He just walked by me and said, "You're next." And I'm not helping you.
Our next speaker tonight was a member of the Methuen City Council. He served 3 terms as mayor of Methuen, and though the Valley Patriot hasn't always taken his side on political issues, sorry Bill, he is one of our biggest boosters. Please give a Valley Patriot welcome to former Methuen Mayor Bill Manzi.
Well, I want to thank Tommy for inviting me up here to speak. As many of you know, I ran for state senate a couple of months back, and I saw the winner of that race, Kathleen O'Connor Ives. Is she here, the Senator Ives? Is she still with us? She may have left, and I saw Tim Coco here as well, who also ran for senate. And I'm wondering how I got in the program because I finished 3rd. So I want to thank Tommy for having me up here despite the fact that I finished 3rd. I also just talked to his daughter. And, you know, she had a little different take on it. She said to me that finding out that Tom was her father was finding out that it was like having a father like Charles Manson. Now, she just told me that out there as she was selling me some raffle tickets. Tommy, all right, I'm sorry. I apologize for lying. Listen, congratulations to the Valley Patriot. When I left City Hall as mayor, unlike Mike Sullivan, I did not steal any trinkets. And so I don't have anything to give you because Methuen City Hall didn't have anything, Tommy. But I can tell you this, we've agreed, we've disagreed. The Valley Patriot has done a wonderful job. And they bring competition to the media world in the Merrimack Valley, and competition is a good thing, whether it be media, whether it be business. And Tommy Duggan has grown this paper, has grown this enterprise. Now it's more than a paper, it's an enterprise. And he has grown this to such a degree, and he has such a wonderful audience tonight, a wide, wide spectrum of people from the Merrimack Valley. Congratulations to him. He kicks the tar out of me, and I want to say that at times I think he sucks, but sometimes he does. But I think that, again, that's something that we can all accept, honest disagreement on the issues. And if we had Tommy Duggan in Washington, God help Washington. So thank you all for being here. Congratulations to the Valley Patriot. It's great. Another 9 years, we'll be back. Okay, I shot the sheriff. Chief, that was for you. It was Chief Solomon. That was for you, by the way. Be careful of Sharon Mitchell. She likes police chiefs, I heard. I'm glad we're able to move on through this program a little bit. I'm just going to take this. This past year, we lost our good friend Ronnie Ford. Ronnie Ford was not only a, Ronnie and I used to do a radio show together on WCCM, that tired old Lawrence station that kind of doesn't exist anymore. When we first unveiled the Valley Patriot back in 2004, Ronnie Ford made the announcement on his hotline program, which generated scores of callers from people in the community laughing as hard as they could. And no matter how many people called Ronnie Ford to tell them that they thought this was the dumbest thing that they had ever heard in their life, they quote, that Tommy Duggan could rival the Tribune, Ronnie Ford put them all to shame. I can still hear Ronnie Ford's voice in my head, telling the callers on the radio, let me tell you something about that young Duggan. If Tommy Duggan says he's going to take on the Tribune and start his own newspaper, you shouldn't be laughing, you should be very, very afraid. Ronnie was one of the very few people who never doubted our mission at the Valley Patriot. It was the encouragement of people like him that helped us get through some of the tough times during the very beginning of this newspaper. But Ronnie wasn't just a local radio legend. He was a friend. He was our salesman at the Valley Patriot. He was our columnist at the Valley Patriot. And he was even a delivery driver at the Valley Patriot. About 2 years before Ronnie Ford passed, he lost one of his best friends, attorney Michael Tashi, who was also very, very good to the Valley Patriot. So tonight, I've asked the Ford family and the Tashi family, members of the Tashi family, if they could come. Could they please just come up over here? The Fords and the Tashis who are here. I'm sure Michael's here. Michael from The Apprentice, Donald Trump's apprentice. I won't fire you, I promise. I wanted to thank you both, because both of you shared with us at the Valley Patriot and at WCAP and the Paying Attention radio program, and Tim Coco's so when Tim Coco hired us on WHAV, Ronnie came in and he was glad to fill in for Paul Morano a couple of times, and he was just thrilled to be on the radio. The first thing I want to say about this, can you just come up here for a second, Ann Ford? I felt really bad because after Ronnie Ford died, I realized that his commission check for selling ads wasn't really a lot every month, but he would call me the second it was due. I gotta eat, Duggan. Where's my check? Where's my check? I'm a veteran, I'm poor. I need my money. We realized after Ronnie Ford died that he had a little bit of back pay coming, and we made an executive decision at the Valley Patriot that for as long as Ronnie Ford's list of advertisers stays with the Valley Patriot, we are going to continue giving his commission check to his wife, Ann, because I think the best way to honor him is to take care of his wife. So it's not a lot of money, but here is a check for $400 for Ann Ford for what we've owed Ronnie Ford before he passed away. And we're going to have another check for you when his advertisers pay their bills this month. We also have something, can Michael Tashi come over? We need one for each family member. Ronnie Ford, I'm going to come out here because it's just going to be easier. Ronnie Ford and Mike Tashi were great guys. They were great to the Valley Patriot. And I really thought it was important to have second generation Ford and second generation Tashi come together tonight, because really one of the things that brought them together were their fathers. And now that their fathers aren't here, I'm sure that probably doesn't happen all that much. Our extremely talented cartoonist, Dave Sullivan, did a great cartoon of Ronnie Ford as a tribute to him when he passed away. And so if where'd Mike go? He was supposed to just be right here. Mike, if you could just present this to the Ford family members. We did one for each of them. Go ahead. And it's a copy of our tribute to Ronnie Ford and Dave Sullivan's incredible talent with Ronnie Ford. Incredible talent doing cartoons. And we put it together. And we wanted to give that to them so that they could hang that on their wall, so that they could remember how much he meant to other people, not just as much as what he meant to them. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing the years of Ronnie Ford that you shared with us. Because the time he was spending with us, he wasn't spending with you, and it really means a lot. Are there any Ford how many Ford family members are there? Okay, we'll make more for those of you. I didn't realize so many were coming. I figured maybe 2 or 3 would show up. Then again, I didn't think 500 people would show up in the room either, so I don't know. And the Tashis are still here. Mike Tashi, are you still here? I'm the only one. You're the only one, that's okay. I want to give this to you. His dad, Mike Tashi, ran a law office on Essex Street in Lawrence for a very long time. He was one of our first advertisers. He called me many times to let me know that he thought maybe I was stepping over the line, and a lot of times he was right. And it was his guidance that helped us through at the very beginning. I found this picture of Mike and his dad, and I don't think he has a copy of it, so I wanted to give this to him for his office. If you look up on the screen here, there's a picture of Ronnie Ford and Mike Tashi together. Okay? Now, Ronnie Ford and Mike Tashi, once a week, would sit down with Billy DePato and their friends, and they would talk politics and save the world. And on this particular occasion, this was just a few months before Mike Tashi passed away, I took this picture. You can see Mike Sullivan in the background without the ski mask. I took this picture, and Mike Tashi turned to me 5 seconds after and said, if I see that in the Valley Patriot, you're dead. Because they used to have their once-a-week meetings at breakfast time, and they didn't want anybody to know they were saving the world. So I actually made 2 copies of this for the Tashi family, and 2 copies of this, and we'll make more for all of you if you just let me know how many more you need for the Ford family, because it's the only picture that I have and that I know of with both Ronnie Ford and Mike Tashi in it at the same time. And I wanted to thank the Ford family and the Tashi family for being part of the Valley Patriot family. Thank you very, very much.
Hi, for those who don't know me, I'm Mike Ford. Most of you must have heard about my business, and I always sold potato chips and peanuts and roasted my own nuts. My father was very, very proud of my nuts. But you know, I have to tell one quick story about who my father was. And I never really got it. Never really got it, but I get it today. For many years, he had rocks thrown through his windows, terrible hate mail, denouncing his way for the way he voted. And I said to him one day, Dad, why? Why would you put up with that crap? And he told me, there are people out there who need me. And that's who Ronnie Ford was.
Well, I'll be really brief. You know, everyone wants to get to the have a few drinks, but you know, one of the fondest memories I've had of Ronnie and my dad was when he used to go into the radio and talk, obviously. And there was always this one guy, and I hope I don't offend anybody here, but he was Indian, and we always just call up and ask about legal problems in Indian. But he was always our neighbor, so he was always pretending to be Indian. And I always got the biggest kick when, you know, Mr. Patel had a problem with his son, and it was extremely funny. But anyway, they're great friends and great eaters and great friends, and I had many breakfasts with them at the Student Crest when I was younger.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much to both of you. I hope you'll stay. I hope you have a couple of drinks with us when it's over. And please stay in touch with us, and please let us know how many more of those you need, because we'd be happy to make more for you. We want to make sure that you have something on your wall that reminds you of how much he meant to us. Thank you very, very much. Dave Sullivan, where's Dave? Ann wants to give you a hug and a kiss. Where did Dave go? You can't tell me Dave left. Dave's the star of the after party. What's going on? What's that all? Oh, here he is. Hey!
Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi, there you are. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Penny.
Yay, Penny!
I write a column for the Valley Patriot, and to use some Tom-isms. And if you're a friend with him on Facebook, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm a sales girl. I'm one of Tommy's angels. And I'm wife number 1. Take that, Christine. So on behalf of everyone at the Valley Patriot, I would like to ask if you are a veteran, please stand. That's you, Christine. If you're a veteran, please stand. If you are active duty military, a member of law enforcement, oh, keep standing. Don't sit down. But if you are also either active duty military, a member of law enforcement, or a firefighter, please stand. We would like to thank you for your service and for your attendance here tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's me again? Really? I tried to make this thing so I wasn't on stage the whole time, but it's not working out. Tom calls up Dr. Chuck. Dr. Chuck?
Okay, tonight we honor 2 people who have made a tremendous contribution to the Valley Patriot at our success over the last 9 years, and we're going to honor them with the Valley Patriot Goodwill Ambassador Award. This award is given to volunteers who've made helping the Valley Patriot a part of their daily life because they believe in our mission and they love what we do. They are the individuals who truly are our eyes and ears in the community. Their efforts exemplify exactly what we stand for, which number 1 is truth, and number 2, and not far behind, the fight for individual freedom and dedication to our community, including honoring cops, firefighters, and veterans. These individuals have gone above and beyond anything we could have ever expected of them. Our first recipient is a man who does so much for the newspaper that it would be a crime not to thank him tonight. This man has run for state office, organized events for our veterans. He was a selectman in his hometown. He's worked on local campaigns, runs a community activist website, is a family man with a wife and children. And even with all of that, he delivers newspapers for the Valley Patriot in 3 communities, and he won't let us pay him. He's a regular columnist, and he steers advertising business our way, and he always steps forward and says, "Can I help?" when we need him. He has helped us expose real scandals and held public officials accountable. Tonight we honor a man who doesn't even like to hear these words, "thank you," when he pitches in to help. So I know he's going to hate this, but our first Valley Patriot Goodwill Ambassador Award tonight goes to none other than our good friend, former Georgetown selectman, and an unsung hero in our community, Lonnie Brennan. He may not have made it. Okay, we will get this to him when we see him next.
He probably found out we were going to give him an award, and like Dave Swabick didn't want to get one. It's me again? I just actually wanted to drink my drink. Okay, all right. I'm going to try and fly through the rest of these here. I apologize. I know this person's here for sure. Our second Valley Patriot Goodwill Ambassador Award tonight goes to a woman. Okay, I see her. Goes to a woman who does more to promote the Valley Patriot than anyone we know. She started off as an advertiser for her own startup dog walking business. She's still not listening, this is great. She started off as an advertiser with her own startup dog walking business in North Andover more than 5 years ago, and within a very short period of time, we started getting phone calls from businesses in downtown North Andover asking us for our ad rates and how they could help. She has delivered newspapers for us in the snow and rain. She writes a column for us every month. She routinely calls the news office with tips on what is going on in the community, and she helps to organize community events like in North Andover, like the North Andover Merchants Association's National Night Out. And she does it all for no compensation. Most importantly, especially to Puppy Girl, she's a dog lover. I'm not sure what the Valley Patriot would look like tonight on our 9th anniversary without the help and support of this person, but for sure, we would certainly not be as big or as successful as we are. So tonight, in order to thank her in some very small way, we bestow our Valley Patriot Goodwill Ambassador Award to none other than North Andover resident, activist, and dog lover, and dog walker, Tracy Zesk. Okay, where is Manny and Wayne? Manny and Wayne? Wayne Hayes? You gotta walk to the stage faster because we're running low on time. It's alright, there's after parties, trust me, it's gonna get much better after this is done. There you go.
Good evening, folks. My name is Wayne Hayes. This is Juan Manny Gonzalez. Remember, Wayne and Juan. We're here from Hill Lawrence, and we're here to speak of somebody that I don't believe is here tonight, but we want to give this award out. This is a gentleman that he's a man who he thinks beyond the boundaries of his hometown of Groveland. School committee member running for selectman. And he's a columnist for the paper. This is Joe Demore from Groveland, and he's wrote a beautiful, he's done some great columns for Tom, but he's done one recently honoring Jacqueline Castanellis, and this gentleman has this mindset that he can share thoughts and he wants to help folks. I first heard of Joe when we were involved with the recall. He emailed us on how to get the word across to people, ways to work the program so it would be successful. And he wrote letters to the Valley Patriot and the Tribune offering advice, not just to us, but anybody doing anything to help their cities. He collected donations for the victims of the Superstorm Sandy and hand-delivered them to New Jersey. When we got involved with Hill Lawrence helping fire victims in Lawrence, he collected Christmas gifts for the first Brandow family and brought them and delivered them, and he was able to, Juan was there to appreciate what this man does on his own.
Mentioned, I counted 89 times tonight. 89 times he talked about how everybody does things for free, with the exception of the cartoonist, that I want to find out exactly who's repping you. But there is a dedication and devotion on the part of Tom, and there's a dedication and devotion on the part of those of us who are thrilled and honored to be part of the Valley Patriot. I want to share one little story about leadership with you, because it applies to the Valley Patriot, it applies to anybody who reads the publication, writes for the publication. I had an occasion a couple of weeks ago to be part of a leadership event with former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. And if you've not read Rudy Giuliani's book on leadership, I would urge you to go and get a copy as soon as possible. He talks about one specific point that I want to share with you because I think it relates to the Valley Patriot. He talks about optimism. For many of us who are in love with our Constitution, for many of us who are conservatives, for many of us who have been politically active over the years, we haven't been all that thrilled with the last couple of years and the last couple of results. But let me share with you the definition of optimism as Rudy Giuliani sees it. Rudy talks about optimism not as a cockeyed optimist, not as the guy who is looking at you and saying, yes, your glass is half full instead of half empty, and don't worry about the rain, it's always sunny and happy and the rest of it. Optimism, as far as he is concerned, and optimism as far as folks like Winston Churchill was concerned, is when you know there is a problem and you know that you can solve it. If you take a look at our political situation today, we know we have a problem. And to be an optimist is not to say that all of the bad things that have happened in D.C. or all the bad things that happen on Bacon Hill on a regular basis are going to go away. To be an optimist is to understand that each and every one of those difficulties, each and every one of those bad things has a potential solution. And to be a true optimist in every sense of the word in real application is to understand that every one of us has an opportunity, has a duty, has an obligation to make things better and to work hard to make those things better. The Valley Patriot for 9 years has done an awful lot of hard work. I congratulate Tom. In my neighborhood, we would say Mazel Tov. I'll give you a little translation later. But congratulations to the Valley Patriot. Congratulations to everybody who's been willing to step up, work hard, make a difference. And I would urge you to remain strong because there are a lot of people that are counting on you. So thanks very much. Tom, congratulations. Can I have the Duggan family come up, please? Justice and Auntie Dottie and Uncle Frankie and Ava, my Ava, I love you. Thank you for the lemonade and the nice card. And Becky. Well, you know, just kind of name you, doesn't mean you're not part of the family. Can you guys come up for a second right here? Can you guys just come up? This next recipient couldn't be here, but we decided to create an Officer Tom Duggan Award in honor of my dad, who was killed in the line of duty. And we were really brokenhearted to find out this week that the first recipient of this award was not able to be here, but I just want to take 30 seconds to tell you who he is. Scott Emerson is a guy who runs Wheelabrator Technologies in North Andover. And again, I'm sorry he couldn't be here. And if the Methuen table could just, if Ricky D'Agostino wants that job in Methuen, I think he should probably be quiet for about 5 minutes. And Bill Manzi, thank you. Scott Emerson is a guy who runs Wheelabrator Technologies in North Andover. And every year, the Valley Patriot goes up to the Wyndham in Andover, and we cover the Lawrence Exchange Club's Police Officer and Firefighters of the Year Award. And we sit there and we watch police officers and firefighters get awards for doing heroic things. And I just found out recently, where's Sharon Burchill? Is she still here? She's got to be here because I'm sure there's a police chief still in the room. Maybe not, okay. Maybe she's gone. Here she comes. Sharon Burchill, come on. Sharon Burchill told me not too long ago, she said, you know, Tommy, if it wasn't for Scott Emerson at Wheelabrator, who donates $5,000 every year to the Lawrence Exchange Club, he pays for the food, he pays for the plaques, he pays for the rental of the room, we wouldn't be able to honor police officers and firefighters. And so I thought there was nothing more fitting for the first Officer Tom Duggan Sr. Award than to do one for Scott Emerson, because here is a guy who shows up at this event every year, and I watch. I go when I take pictures, it's on the front page of our paper, even though it's not on the front page of the Eagle Tribune. It's on the front page of our paper every year because we believe what they do is good work. And he sits in the audience, ladies and gentlemen, and he watches everybody else get an award. And then he goes home. He doesn't want to be thanked. He doesn't call the newspaper and say, look what I did. So I wanted to have my family, and Sharon was going to accept on his behalf, the very first Officer Tom Duggan Sr. Award presented to Scott Emerson for outstanding service to law enforcement in our community. And Mom, why don't you? Oh, you know, he couldn't be here, so Sharon is president of the Exchange Club, and she runs that event every year, and wanted to make sure that was recognized. I asked my daughter Justice to come up. I asked my daughter to do this next presentation because I don't know that I can do it. No, we have one more. We have 2 awards for each person. What we decided to do is one for a police officer or a veteran for every category, and one for a civilian. Because it's not just the police officer, the veteran, or the firefighter that goes out and fights for what's going on in our community, but it's the civilian that supports them behind the scenes. And we wanted to do both. Can we pull up that picture of our next recipient? There it is, okay. I'm going to introduce my daughter Justice. She's going to read this, but I just wanted to explain to you why this is so important. A couple of years ago, I was at the 4th of July celebration in Methuen, and I watched this little girl, completely apoplectic, screaming at the top of her lungs, tears rolling down her eyes, because she couldn't find her mommy. And the lights went out because the band was playing, and she couldn't see, and she didn't know what was going on, and a Methuen police officer saw her, and when he saw her, he picked her up. And in an instant, in a split second, she went from crying and screaming to that picture that you see right there that I was fortunate enough to take. And you can tell from looking in the eyes of that police officer that that's a guy who truly appreciates the little things that officers do every single day that make their job worth living. And that's something that my father really appreciated. And I'm going to let Justice read the rest of this for our next recipient, Dana.
Hi everyone, thank you all for coming to the Valley Patriot 9th Annual Bash. I am having a wonderful time. I don't know if any of you are. My name is Justice Jacobson. I've been the one running around trying to get raffle tickets, guilting you into it. That's what I do. We'll be putting that in 5 minutes, by the way, for any of you who are wondering. I would not be having such a great time if it wasn't for all the men and women in uniform here to keep me safe and protected. And as a granddaughter of a fallen officer, it is a great honor to give this award to a man who understands that the little things that a police officer does is what makes a big difference in someone's life, sometimes if only for a moment. This award will go to one civilian and one police officer or firefighter every year. My grandfather, Officer Tom Duggan Sr., believed that it was the little things a police officer does every day that made the biggest difference in people's lives. While he worked on many major cases and high-profile crimes, he always said that it was the day-to-day work that he did that made people's days worth it. On March 16, 1990, he lost his life in the line of duty in a tragic accident. Unfortunately, I was unable to meet this amazing man as I was born after this tragedy. But from everything I have read and been told, and by people I have graciously met, he was a wonderful man who loved being a police officer. And it was because he loved being able to make a big difference in little ways. The Valley Patriot Officer Tom Duggan Senior Law Enforcement Award. This officer has done such great work, and the Valley Patriot was there to see it. What he was able to do instinctively showed us to who he is that really cares about. One day at the 4th of July celebration, we already talked about this, he helped that cute little girl in the picture go from tears to a beautiful smile that light up everyone's life. We need more officers like this one, and for sure we need more people to give them awards. Tonight, an award for a police officer for showing kindness and concern for a little girl, an award for showing love and appreciation. It is with our great honor to present the first public safety officer to receive the Tom Duggan Senior Enforcement Award, Methuen Police Officer Dan O'Connell.
All right, I've got one more. Can we have the guys from the Firefighters Relief up here? Where are the guys from the Firefighters Relief in? We're sitting in a building that is run by the Lawrence Firefighters Relief Association. It used to be over in North Lawrence, and when it was in North Lawrence, come on, where are the firefighters? Did they go home or they go drinking? What happened? Where'd they go? Can somebody get the firefighters? We've got like, this is our biggest award. Oh, there he is. Okay, good. Very good. All right, sorry. Panicking there for a minute. I'm going to Bigfoot my daughter. I know I told her she could read this, but we're like really, really, really late. When my father was first killed in the line of duty, he was murdered, I went out and I spent an awful lot of money on a plaque to hang at the Lawrence police station. A few years later, I went into the police station and a captain who happened to not like my dad so much had taken it down. I found it in his office, sitting on a bunch of boxes with a bag of garbage on it. So I told him what I thought of him. And I picked up the plaque and I took it home. And since then, for the last 18 or so years, it's been sitting in my office. And I have to tell you, every time I look at it, it kind of bothered me. Because it shouldn't be sitting in my office. It should be sitting somewhere where people can appreciate it, who didn't really maybe know him all that well, or maybe guys that served with him. And I can tell you that when my dad was off duty, which wasn't very often, he would spend most of his time at the Firefighters Relief Inn, playing cards, watching football, hanging out with other police officers and firefighters. So because we're holding this event here today on our 9th anniversary of the Valley Patriot, and 1 week after the 23rd anniversary of his death, I thought it would be important for our family to rededicate this plaque. And thank you, Christine Ryan, for having this refurbished. This is the plaque that's been hanging in my office for the last 18 years because of a police captain who really just kind of didn't like my dad. And I thought it would be really important to have it hang somewhere where a lot of people could see it and appreciate it. So, as of right now, we're going to ask the Firefighters Relief Inn to accept this award, hang it on the wall, so that the police officers and firefighters who come here every single day, whether it's to play cards or just to unwind after their shift, will be reminded of his service and sacrifice, but more importantly, far, far more importantly, the fact that despite the fact that they lost one of their fellow officers, one of their fellow public safety officers, that they continued to pick up a badge and they continued to go into fires every single day and do their job despite the fact that they too were affected by the murder of my dad. So I'd like our family to dedicate this to your family here at the Lawrence Firefighters Relief Inn, and I really, really hope that for years and years and years to come it's in this building, so we'll honor him properly the way he should be honored. We have one more thing for the firefighters, because quite frankly, I could just be here all night, just give them everything I have. These guys go into burning buildings, they help babies, and a lot of times, you know, guys don't realize it, but when there's a car fire or somebody stuck in a car, they're usually the first ones on the scene to help. This past year, I was fortunate enough to take a picture of most of the firefighters that were at the Lawrence Police Officers Firefighter of the Year Awards, and I had a number of guys call me and ask me if I could get them a picture of this. And I kept putting them off because I wanted to do it here. So I wanted to give two of these, one for the Firefighters Relief Inn. Is Chief Bergeron still here? Did Chief Bergeron ever show up? Wow. Wow. So we're going to dedicate one of these to the Firefighters Relief Inn, and we're also going to dedicate one of these for the Lawrence firefighters to hang in the fire station. So if we'll give this to Manny, because we know you're not on duty, but you will be very shortly. And that concludes our program. I really want to thank you. We're going to be calling raffle tickets. I know there's a very few of you left. Actually, there's a lot more people left than I thought there was when I was sitting up there. Thank you very much. Can we just get a picture of everybody together? You scooching together, like pretend you like each other or something, and get together. And maybe we can have Brother Katz up here. By the way, I don't know if people know, Jeff Katz, former police officer. We want to have him up here in the picture. Come on. There you go.
She's stuck in there. That was good. You're good.
One more, guys.
Okay.
Hold on.
Got it.
Hope we didn't bum you out at the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, very, very much for coming. We're going to pull the raffle tickets. I know that's what you've been waiting for. You certainly won't wait for me. And I want to thank the Bash Committee. I want to thank Puppy Girl, certainly Chuck and Ralph, my business partners, my Penny, wife number 1, Christine Marabito, wife number 2, Stephanie Picho, my new assistant, wife number 3. There's only 3, trust me, I couldn't handle 4. And we're going to pull the raffle tickets, so maybe does anybody want raffle tickets before we finish?
And then I need you guys to take a picture to take the audience.
Did you know?
No, I didn't know. He didn't tell me anything.
I couldn't get her alone to do it.
It's dying to.
Okay, everybody, raffle time. Okay, everybody, we're doing the raffles right now, and Puppy Girl's going to hand you what you won. First on the list is the ski lift tickets. 2 attached ski lift tickets donated by WXRG. The winner is, after Tom's mother puts her chicken in the bucket, the winner is 103152.
I forgot it. Leave it to me. Justice. Thank you. No, we gotta get it around. Okay.
Bring it over. 103152.
We got a winning here. Who's taking the winners?
I did.
Penny. Penny. Penny.
Yay! Okay, second on the raffle list is 3 boxes of Girl Scout cookies and a Valley Patriot hat.